In today's video, we are going to be looking at more complex volume questions and more specifically ones involving cylinders today. And we're going to have these scenarios where we're comparing levels in a water tank and being able to answer questions based on the information they give us because we might have different scenarios involved. So in this problem, it says two containers designed to hold water are side by side, both in the shape of a cylinder. Container A has a radius of 8 feet and a height of 20, which they label, and container B has a radius of 11 feet and a height of 19, which is labeled here as well. Container A is full of water and pumped into container B until container A is empty. After pumping is complete, what is the volume of the water in container B to the nearest tenth of a cubic foot? So let's play this little digital part. So I'm going to play this and we are going to see what happens. So when I take the water out of container A, it goes into container B, not all the way, but it fills up a portion of it. So we can safely say that all the water in container A, we can just measure that in order to figure out how much water is in container B. So our volume formula, right, is V equals pi r squared h. Now remember, we're taking the radius and height from the container A, so your r is 8, right? So 8 squared. Your height is 20, so I'm plugging in 20. Bring everything else down. Okay, now since I'm rounding to the nearest tenth of a foot, I can just do all this in one step. Okay, so I get my calculator. So you have 8 squared times 20 times pi. Where's pi? Right there. Equals 4,021.23. So that rounds just to 4,021.2. All right, so let's try that. 4,021.2 feet cubed. Submit. Yes. Okay. Now let's look at another scenario. A little bit different than this one. Okay. Two containers designed to hold water are side by side. Same thing. Container A. Now this one has diameter. Okay. So be aware of that. And a height of 19. Container B has a diameter of 10 feet and a height of 8. And A is full of water and pumped into container B. So same scenario as last time. Now let's see what happens after it's pumped into this one this time. Same thing happens, but the question is different here. It says after pumping is complete, what is the volume of the empty portion in container B? So we have to find what the empty portion is. So in order to do that, we have to take the volume of container B and subtract the amount of container A to figure out how much is empty. So you're going to take the volume of container B and subtract A. Now, remember, they're giving us diameter in some of these cases, especially with container B. So container B, like the D is 10. So the radius would be 5, right? And the height is 8. Okay, now in container A, the D is 6 and the height is 19, so the radius is 3. And then I have 19. Okay, we're going to do these one at a time first before going any further. So 5 squared times 8. Let's do that first. 5 squared times 8. And I'm going to leave these in terms of pi. So we have 200 pi for this one. And this one is 3 squared times 19. So 3 squared times 19 is 171. Whoa, what was that? 171 pi. Okay, now, just like we would have combined like terms, you do 200 minus 171. 200 minus 171 is 29. 29 pi. That is my answer in terms of pi, but I want to round to the nearest tenth. So 29 times pi is 91.1, right? You can't round that up. You keep it the same, 91.1. So this is about 91.1. All right, we type our answer in. Submit. And yes. And